Kristi, welcome. Tough night tonight, and ended up going down by 5. Where did you see the game? Where was it lost?
Giving up 90 points kills you. Look, it's pretty much the story of our season, but it was a bit of a shit week for us. We had Harrower in New Zealand for a wedding, got back 20 minutes before the game, didn't train with us all week. Then we had Carly sick in bed all week. Taya had food poisoning today, and Manny's been at under 20s. So trying to get a team on the floor at the moment is it's pretty tough. But look, credit to the girls. Look, they could have blown it out to 30, really, with the way we were playing defensively, and the girls hung tough and got it back. But honestly, I think that's been the story all season, that, we play so much catch-up basketball that it just tires you out so much. And, we've got to be able to, or even if we do have a lead, we let teams get back into it. So it's, it's been tough.
Yeah, they stretched you out to 19 points at one stage. To go down by 5, that's got to be a positive, even though it was in the balance towards the end. That's got to be frustrating, but to be down by as much as 19 and then come back, you have to be happy with some of those signs.
Yeah, I am. And look, there was a time I think they got it back right in that last, I think there was about 40-something seconds to go, and they scored and got it back up by 5. And I'm like, do I call a timeout now, or do I let the girls play and see if we can get a bucket that if I needed the timeout later on, you might have needed it last play type thing? And so sometimes you go, should I call a timeout or should I keep it? And I decided to keep it. And look, that we had looks at the end, and they just didn't fall for us. But, like that, and it always happens with us. Like, a team will have a quarter where they'll get 30 on us. They nearly had 50 in the first half. And we try and, not that we've been doing it great this year, it's my first year, but, if you can keep teams in the 70s, at least you've got a chance of winning the game. But right now we're just, and I don't know if it's because we haven't had a lot of our main contracted players. I had 8 at training the other day, and 3 of those were my DP players. It's, and it's been like it nearly all season, where the DPs have had to step into being a major player at training and playing that role. And the saying is, when it rains, it pours, and that's the way it's been this season pretty much for us. But you know what? No excuses, but it's just trying to get a win for the team more than anything, and try and start building for next year.
Some things I thought there were some good positives, right? You had them to 21 turnovers. The first thing when we asked them about you guys, they said your physicality was through the roof. And you must have made it tough for them on defence. And you shake your head saying that you weren't happy with it?
Physicality is something that we've been trying to work on every day at training, about physicality. And I don't think we showed it in the first half. I don't think we showed it until we were down by 19. Then we decided to come out and play hard. Look, they're an unbelievable team, where they share the basketball. They move the basketball. They've got so many scorers that you try and stop one thing and then they've got something else. And they play real well together, and they're a tough team to be able to guard. But, look, it was a scrappy game, and they were giving it back to us. But I thought we were more physical up there when we played them the last time than what we were down here today.
Talk to us about, it's been tough for you personnel-wise. Poch gets the start again on the back of national campaign, then repays the faith. 12 points in 18 minutes. I thought that was great. How satisfying is that as a coach, giving someone an opportunity and then you get repaid with an effort like that?
Yeah, well, Manny got the opportunity to start last week for us, because Carly was her first game back after being out for 2 months, and she was on limited minutes, and Naz had to go home for a funeral. And so it was, Manny took the opportunity with both hands, and she did the same today, and hasn't been with us all week. She's been at Nationals with under 20s, probably playing good minutes down there. And there was times I was trying to take her out when she was tired, because I've got to realise she's got to play a semi-final tomorrow for Victoria. So she's headed right back to Ballarat tonight and playing in a semi-final tomorrow. And you know what? She's been great for us, and has shown a lot at training. And maybe it's my fault. I didn't give her the opportunity when we were struggling at times with bigs. But the last 2 games, she's been honestly great for us and somebody that's definitely a future of the game.
Yeah. There was an interesting moment there. Hillman goes to 4 fouls towards the end, but you just had to keep her in, right? That lack of bigs. But again, she repays you by staying in the game, ends up with 21 points, and I thought she was amazing down the stretch.
Naz is amazing every week, without doubt. She's really carried this team and carried the inside game for us. And it was one of the reasons, and I think I've spoken about this before in media, that bringing her from the Boomers to here was really, really important for me because, firstly, the character that she is, her experience, such a great person on and off the floor, works hard, elite defender. They're all the things that the reason why I wanted to bring her over, and she's definitely our MVP for the season by far, and and she's really carried this team night in and night out, and she got back on Tuesday, trained Thursday, so she flew home last Thursday, quick turnaround back Tuesday, so she wasn't even there,
Wow.
and gets off a plane and does what she does,
True signs of a professional, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Any questions, Kristi, guys?
Now, mentioned about Maddy a moment ago. For both of you, especially with this week for her being just crazy, does it show that, she's really committed to not just playing for Victoria this week, but obviously playing for yourselves, obviously tonight, and obviously, I'm assuming Sunday as well?
Nah, she's not there Sunday. Oh. Yeah, she's not with us Sunday. We decided to let her go because she's playing with Victoria, and I think if they make it through to the gold medal game, it's the same time as our game in Bendigo, and I just, she's actually a contracted player with us, and I could have kept her home all week, but I just felt that it was probably best for her to go, and because every player wants to play for their state. You want to go to nationals, and I think it was really important for her. It's her first under-20s, and I think it was really important for her to go and be a part of it because she hadn't been playing much for us. So even though we're so down on bigs, I just felt it was for her to go down there was the best thing. And yeah, we just brought her back tonight because Carly being sick and Tara being away, and we brought her back tonight. But no, she won't be with us on Sunday.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Maddy, really good game. 16 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. How did you see your own game tonight and your leadership?
Every time I step on the floor, I try and do everything possible for the team. I do get frustrated at times, and that's probably what a lot of teams try and do to me to take me out of the game. But I think, I try and set the standard. I try to lead by example, and I think that's just something that I've tried to do this whole season. And it's never about how many points I score or anything like that, but it's always just about giving that 100% effort every single time I step on the floor.
You definitely could tell there was 100% effort tonight. I thought you were amazing, especially the way you shared the ball as well. Must be quite handy having someone like Hillman to dish the ball to. 5 assists tonight, but from a point guard point of view, how did you see the game play out? Because there was stages where you guys got a run on. I think your biggest run there was 7. You were in the game. There was moments there. As a leader, what was it like out there on the floor?
Yeah, it was tough out there. Obviously, we lacked a little bit at the defensive end in the first half, and like Kristi said, we only came to play when we were down 19 points. But every time we step on the floor, I always hype to the team about the defensive effort, and I think that that's something that has lacked this season, and it's something that we've tried to improve every single game, but I can't fault the effort in the game tonight, like everybody that stepped on the floor, the energy from the bench. I think that we have a win that's so close, and like we said, we lose by 5 points to a team that's third on the ladder, but it's not a difference to us. I think that we just go out there and play, and I think that's something that this team is hopefully going to get a win by the end of the season by doing.
Tough one. You're back up Sunday. Personnel's going to be the big question again. But what's these next couple of games like from your perspective? Because obviously the finals out of reach. Are you starting to look at what tools you're going to have for next season, or talk to us? What's the mentality like?
Of course, I've even started to meet with the club and started to think about next year. But I think for us right now, I think we're just trying to finish on a positive. And so if we're trying to get a win, you know, and we've matched up well against Bendigo 2 times, and of course it's difficult on a not a back-to-back, but it's close to a back-to-back, and they played on Wednesday. They've had a few more days than what we have, and so we head up there tomorrow, and we'll stay up there tomorrow night because it's a 12:30 game. But yeah, look, we look at you know, even 3 games to go, trying to get a win, but also trying to think about what we need to do next year and what we need to get better at, and what personnel will be in the team, and all that sort of stuff comes into play. These girls don't worry about that, but that's me with the club, and for them it's just continuing to do what they do best, and that's stepping on the floor and trying to give 110% every time they're out there and trying to get a win. That's the biggest thing for us, is just trying to get a win to finish on a good note.
I'm sure you're going to do stacker reviews and retrospectively look at things or whatever, but as we see here tonight, what's probably the biggest thing you've learned in your first season as coach?
Oh, God.
Stuff.
Yeah, it is.
One.
Well, it's funny because Olaf Lang was here, and it's Sandy Brondello's husband, and he said, how long have you been coaching for? And I said, well, to be honest with you, I said, I've had 2 years as an assistant coach, and I said at the Boomers last year with Chris, and then I said I've had 1 year in NBL 1, and then I'm here. So I haven't even had a full year as a head coach yet. Like, I can't say I'm like all the other guys in the league where they've been coaching for 15 or 16 years. I'm just not that. And look, I'm first to put my hand up to say I've got a lot to learn at coaching. And I think, don't get me wrong, I feel like I know the X's and O's, and I understand that really well because I was good at it as a player. The biggest thing is, I suppose, managing people, managing the game, and not getting so involved and see it as a point guard, trying to understand what I need to do as a coach to stop those runs, or who I need to make changes. Like, there's a lot of that stuff that I got to get better at. And then I think, you know, and also like just getting, I know for me, I'd love more drills. I would love some more drills, because a lot of the things that I run at training are things that maybe my dad Bernie has run, you know, in Bendigo, or things that I ran with a coach in France or something like that when I played. But I need to definitely get better at that sort of stuff. And I try and give the girls a lot of variety when we're at training, and it's not just the same stuff all the time, because you can get bored as an athlete with that. But yeah, I've definitely it's definitely been an experience this year, but it's been a tough ride. It really has, with how much injuries and people not being here, and it's been tough that way. But I think I've tried to stay positive with the girls, and don't get me wrong, I rip into them when they need it. There's no doubt about it. Like, if that work ethic is not there, or people are just cruising, I raise my voice, and like I was as a player. But yeah, there's a lot that I still need to learn as a coach, and first put my hand up to say that.
Just one more for me. Maddy, obviously you've got a fantastic dynamic point guard with you in Dallas Loveridge, who's had a fantastic season coming off injury last year. How special is to have a player like Dallas who's just going to go in hard and play hard as it actually does? How special is that for you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously Dallas coming off an injury, she's stepped up this season for us, and I think, yeah, she's done a really good job. And I think for me, as a point guard of the team, I can be the leader and she can learn off me as well. But I also have one of the greatest point guards to coach me, so I think that I'm learning every single day off Kristi, and I think that, yeah, hopefully Dallas is also learning the same. And yeah, I just try and guide Dallas, and yeah, she's going to be good for the game in the future. And
then, okay, you've almost just answered my next question. Obviously, having Kristi as your coach, and obviously she's obviously we coach at NBL 1 as well. How special is that dynamic between you two?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky to have Kristi as my coach. I think that's why I obviously made the move to Keilor, and obviously signed with the Flyers, is to play for Kristi. And I think that for me, it's about learning as a point guard, and I think I have a long way to go as a point guard. And I think that the thing is for me is that I have Kristi to pick her brain every single day, because she was the greatest point guard to play the game. So I'm very lucky, and I think that this season and my Keilor seasons, I've grown as a point guard because I've had Kristi right there with me. And yeah, I do have a long way to go, but yeah, I just think learning off her every single day is only going to make me better.
All good, Trey? All good?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Good luck.